Yes guys, we are back with weekly Premier League predictions. Sophie, the Premier League returns this Friday.
I know, I've been counting down the days, to be honest. The Premier League, the big boys are back now.
The boys are back in town.
Boys.
Looking forward to this, guys. Be sure to show some support. Let's go for 4,000 likes. It takes 2 seconds. Hit that thumbs up button and make sure to subscribe. It also just takes 2 seconds. We're this close to 106,000. You guys have been brilliant. Keep it coming. Make sure as well to share your predictions. The fixtures are in the description, so copy and paste. Let's have a look at what you guys have to say in the comments. The final thing I will say, Sophie, just before we get into the predictions, is the rules are slightly different now for myself and Sophie compared to last season. We're going to take it in turns and there is no copying each other allowed. Sophie, I'll let you go first for Liverpool versus Bournemouth. Now, we did see Liverpool at the weekend. They lost on penalties to Palace in the Community Shield. They take on Bournemouth, who they've taken Kirkes off. Where are you going with this one?
I feel like Liverpool's opening game at Anfield, they need to start off with a win, don't they? A draw isn't enough. I'm not even going to talk about them losing this one because that's just unimaginable for the Liverpool fans, isn't it? I think most people, including myself, have them to win the league, so they've got to start strong. Saw in the Community Shield game against Crystal Palace that there are still some defensive weaknesses, to be honest. And could Bournemouth maybe nick a goal? Yeah, I am going to give Bournemouth a goal, but I'm going to say Liverpool get it over the line, 3-1.
Oh, you're joking?
No, is that yours?
That's what I had written down.
I'll change it down.
I would have gone 3-1, but what can I do instead?
3-1?
Let's go 4-1.
4-1? You're just going to chuck it in a
Let's just go for a bonus point straight away. I mean, I think Bournemouth are a good team. Don't get me wrong. I don't think they're actually that bad where they're going to get slapped every week. But maybe because they've lost Huijsen, they've lost Kirkes, they've lost a few key players, especially around that back line. Maybe this first game will be tricky and things get better from here, if that makes sense. You know, there might be a bit of a gelling process. And Liverpool, as open as they did look defensively, going forwards, I thought Ekitike was absolutely brilliant. I think Salah is always going to be a handful. Wirtz. Let's go for some goals. Sophie's going 3-1, I'm going 4-1. What a start that would be for the Reds. Do share your thoughts down below. Sophie, next up we move on to Aston Villa versus Newcastle United, which is a very difficult one because you would imagine these are going to be the two teams jostling over 5th place or 4th place possibly. I won't rule them out of top 4, but
they'll be up there, both of them will be up and around there.
Newcastle, of course, have got the Champions League to contend with this season. Villa have got the Europa League, which I think there's a real chance they could win. I'd like to see them and Forest in the final. That'd be brilliant. I will also say, Sophie, I did like to see Tyrone Mings' reaction against Mason Greenwood in pre-season last week. I mean, I think Greenwood spat at Mings and Onana.
He spat at Onana. He's a little scumbag, honestly. So it was nice to see Mings actually give it to him.
He shook him about and chucked him here and there and everywhere. I'd love to see that. As for this game, Sophie, I'm up first. I'll tell you what I'm thinking. I think home advantage when it's Villa v Newcastle is quite important.
Do you remember their home form last season at Villa Park?
Well, I think Villa did smash Newcastle at Villa Park and Newcastle smashed Villa at St James's Park. I'll go for a close game, but I will go for Villa 2-1.
Oh, that's so annoying. I was going to say 2-1. I'll say 1-0 Villa then, which I think would be a massive clean sheet, to be honest, against a good Newcastle side.
But Isak's still there?
He is still there. I don't know if he's going to be playing though, because I'm not entirely sure what's going on, because some of the things I've been reading are saying that he's not training with the team. So if he is training with the team, then I'll see him playing. But it doesn't look like he's getting a move away, so he just needs to get his head down and crack on at Newcastle now. If he's playing, then obviously they've got a chance of winning this one. I think it's very, very hard against a good Villa side at home. So I'm backing the home side 1-0.
I know. Villa are always a tricky team to beat at Villa Park, aren't they? Right, next up, Sophie, Brighton versus Fulham. I think we've both got a good feeling about Brighton this time round.
Still got Believer as well.
Yeah, I tell you what.
I hope he doesn't go, you know.
Yeah, they've got a good team. João Pedro is definitely one of the biggest losses.
Yeah. But
I still think in Matoma, Welbeck, they've got plenty of players that will score goals. They have spent quite a bit of money this summer. Fulham have had a quiet transfer window. But Fulham are always capable of putting a spanner in the works. You're up first. Where are you going?
I'm going for the home side. I will say 2-1 Brighton. I'm guessing that's what you were going to say. Yeah, these new rules are very, very hard because you've got a scoreline in your head.
But you know what?
Write them down.
But how boring would the video be if we both literally said the same scoreline for every game?
Yeah, True.
So carry on.
Okay, so anyway, I think Brighton will do it 2-1 with their current squad at the moment, compared to Fulham's. You've got to fancy them, surely.
Yeah.
Like you did as well.
Well, and if you hadn't already guessed, I would have gone for 2-1 to Brighton. I'll go 1-0.
That's what I did with the Villa one.
Well, I was thinking, should I go 3-2? But then I'm getting a bit carried away.
Yeah, that's a lot of goals.
I'll go 1-0. Maybe a bit of a tight game. I mean, Brighton have spent a bit on defenders, haven't they, as well? 1-0 Brighton. Let's just say they snatch it towards the end and Brighton get off to a winning start. Share your thoughts down below. Next up, Sophie, we move on to the Stadium of Light. Sunderland are back in the Premier League. I'm looking forward to this one. Sunderland versus West Ham, Sophie.
It's not a bad opening fixture for them as well.
It could have been harder. It could have been harder. Sunderland's first 3 games are West Ham, Burnley, Brentford. Now,
it's not bad.
It is encouraging, but it's also like the pressure is already on.
If you don't get any wins in your first 3, you think, oh, okay, that's not.
I think they have to win at least one of these 3, 100%. And I think the Sunderland fans are going to want to win this one. But you've also got to look at this from a West Ham perspective. If Sunderland beat you, then Sunderland are going to try and drag you into trouble this season. West Ham do have quality, even if they are disjointed at times. Jared Bowen could pop up with a goal at any moment.
Yeah, he's very good.
Oh, this is so hard. I really want that Sunderland opening win just for the drama and to, because Sunderland are a proper top flight club, aren't they?
Big club.
But I think West Ham might be able to get something. I'm going to go for a draw. 2-2.
Okay, I'm actually feeling a draw as well, to be honest. I think most people's hearts, they like the underdog. They'll be leaning towards Sunderland just in the hope that they do it, which I'm not ruling them out. I think they could do it 2-1. However, I think a draw is more likely. So 1-1. Just because I think West Ham might set up not to lose. Do you know what I mean? I don't think they're going to go all out against Sunderland. I think they're going to be quite strong defensively, hit them on the counter. You've mentioned they've got Jared Bowen, but they're not going to want to lose this one at all. You can't.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? I mean, I think it would be fair to say that some West Ham fans are going to be going up to this one a little bit nervous just because of how big of an occasion this is. You don't want to be the first team going away to a Sunderland or a Leeds.
Just any promoted team, really, and then lose to them,
I mean, don't get me wrong. Going away to Sunderland and Leeds in February might be a bit easier because their heads might be down at that point. But at this point, their heads are up. I think it could be difficult. We're both going for a draw. Share your thoughts, Sunderland and West Ham fans. I wouldn't be too surprised to see a few people predicting Sunderland to win in the comments, but we're sitting on the fence, aren't we? Next up, we've got Tottenham versus Burnley, Sophie. Can Burnley rock up here and get something? I think what could work to Burnley's advantage, Sophie, is Tottenham are playing in the Super Cup this midweek. So they will have just played PSG before this game. Difficult. Surely Spurs win still. What are you thinking?
Oh, I'll go first, and I. So,
what are you thinking?
Do you know what? I'm going to back Spurs to win. I do think they still need to bring in a couple of players. Obviously Maddison, unfortunately, has done his ACL in pre-season. They didn't get Morgan Gibbs-White, so they do need to strengthen that midfield a little bit. I do fancy them to do it though. 2-0. 2-0 Spurs.
2-0 Spurs. I mean, this is a funny one, isn't it? I'm really curious to see how Burnley can take that great defensive record from last season into this season.
And do it in the Prem,
Can they be solid? Because if they can keep games tight this season, they're going to get points somewhere. I'm going to go 2-1 to Tottenham. My logic is Tottenham will have just played PSG. I think that might take it out of them because they're probably going to go quite strong in that game. Burnley can be a bit of a nightmare to play against when they're defensively so good. But if they score first as well, they're going to double down on that being hard to beat ability. I think Spurs might have to just get it over the line 2-1, but I don't think it's going to be like lambs to the slaughter.
No, I think some people might go like, 3-4-0, having not watched Burnley in the Championship. But they didn't concede many goals at all. As I've said though, it is a different kettle of fish coming up to the Premier League. There's different quality, so it's very, very hard to bring that defensive record and then do the exact same in the Premier League. It's virtually impossible. I'd like to see if they could do it. I don't think they will, not to the same extent anyway.
Okay, share your thoughts down below. Next up, Sophie, we go to Molineux. Wolves take on Manchester City. Man City, Sophie, can they win the Premier League again this season?
It's the Ait-Nouri derby.
It is the Ait-Nouri derby, I quite like that. Man City, Sophie, if they're going to win the Prem, they've got to start well this time.
No slow starts.
They've got a couple of difficult games to start off with, and I don't think this one's straightforward. But on paper, Man City, if they're going to win the league, you've got to win this one.
Yeah.
I mean, Wolves, we've both said that they could be in a spot of bother this season. I think they might just go down. You think they're going to stay up?
I think they should stay up, yeah.
I like Vitor Pereira, though. Strand Larsen, of course, coming back is a good signing.
Yeah.
But it's a difficult opening game. I'm going to go 2-0 Man City.
Okay, so I am going for the same deficit. I'm going to say 3-1 Man City. I think Man City going forwards very, very strong. As you've already said, there have been a few good outgoings from Wolves. One of them has gone to Man City, and I think he'll play against them.
I don't know if you could call it a good outgoing. They're strong outgoings, aren't they? Good players going out, I guess you mean.
Yeah, it's not good for them.
No. I mean, the Wolves fans will make the point that when Cunha was injured last season,
they didn't miss him too much.
They played well without Cunha.
Yeah, they did, to be fair. Still think they'll lose though. I don't think this is like season defining. It's the first game and it's against Man City, even though it's a home game. Still think they'll lose 3-1.
3-1. Okay, we're both going for the City win. Do share your thoughts down below. Next up, Sophie, I'm looking forward to this one. Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. We've got the Conference League and Club World Cup winners versus the FA Cup and Community Shield winners. What a great year it's been for these two.
For the London clubs, yeah.
I'm looking forward to this. Really am. I think Palace can always give the top teams a hard game.
Really good game.
And as good as I think Chelsea are going to be this season, I've got them to finish fourth, and I could even picture them being in a bit of a title race in the first half of the season.
Yep.
I do think what could work against them is they've basically had no summer break because they've had the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
And I don't know, can Palace catch them out here? I'll go for it. Oh, you're up first, actually, Sophie.
Oh, I'm actually going for a draw. I think they're going to cancel each other out. 2-2. So I think there are going to be some goals. I'm guessing you had that written down.
I have 2-2 written down. You keep stealing my predictions.
Well, it's not like I know what your predictions are, but I fancy a 2-2, I think they're two good teams going at it. Could be a couple of goals, but yeah, neither team win.
Yeah, do you know what? Palace are always really good against the top teams. Against Man City in the FA Cup final, against Liverpool at the weekend. They carved them open, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
And Dean Henderson, by the way, fair play to him.
You just knew, if it goes to a penalty shootout, you know who's winning that.
I'll go 1-1. I did have 2-2 written down. I can see both teams getting a couple of goals, but you've taken that, and I do think it'll be a draw, so I'll go 1-1.
Yeah.
Share your thoughts. I do think Chelsea are going to have a good season, but Palace are just a tricky customer. Next up, Sophie, we go to the City Ground. Nottingham Forest take on Brentford, and I'm really curious to see how this one plays out, because it feels like both sets of fans, there's some disgruntled fans amongst both of these fan bases. Forest, of course, were brilliant last season, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how they get on in Europe. But in terms of transfer activity, it's been a bit slow to get going. And then their pre-season results have been, there's not been many goals, but I suppose defensively they've still been fairly solid. Brentford, of course, there are some concerns about the players that have gone out the door. And of course, Thomas Frank has gone out the door. I think it's going to be low scoring and it might be predictable, but I'm going to go Forest 1-0.
I'm leaning towards Forest as well, because they're the home side. Was tempted to say 1-0, but then at the moment Brentford still have Visa.
They still have Visa.
If they could keep him for the season, maybe I'll regret having them to go down. But right now, I'm still not sure about the Brentford manager as well. I think this is a really, really tricky game.
Is it worth bearing in mind that before Thomas Frank became Brentford manager, not many of us knew who he was? And this is the Brentford
could
thing.
Be the same.
Yeah, Keith Andrews could prove to be really good.
Possibly, but then that doesn't happen all the time. Maybe Thomas Frank was a bit of a freak of nature. In
a good way.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Not saying that in a bad way. Yeah, it's tricky to really pinpoint how Brentford are going to set up at the moment. So, yeah, I'm going a bit of a cop-out, but 2-1. 2-1 Forest.
Yeah, and I think Forest are going to want to try and start the season well, because you look at how they ended last season. In fact, you look at their first few fixtures, there's a real opportunity for Forest to start well again. They want to put the end of last season behind them. And come September, their schedule is going to be really congested with all the European fixtures, so they want to try and start off well here.
Yeah, get the points on the board now.
Next up, Sophie, looking forward to this one. Manchester United versus Arsenal. Now, it does feel as though we've got quite a strong favourite in Arsenal.
Yeah.
But Man United can randomly be quite good against the top teams.
They will turn up for certain games,
Yeah, and opening day, I mean, it feels like, Man United could definitely get something from this. Arsenal, by the way, really difficult first couple games. I think this could be a draw.
I do. Am I going first?
But you are going first.
Yeah, 2-2 for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually think there could be a few goals. I think it's quite a tricky game for Arsenal to go away to Man United at the moment. Last season, especially towards the end of last season, it wasn't very hard going to Old Trafford. You just go in like a stat pad, to be honest. But Man United at the moment, they have made a couple of good signings. I think there is a bit more positivity around the club. Obviously, they've just brought in Šeško as well. So, yeah, maybe they are more capable of scoring this season. They've got better players up front. We've said that Victor Gyökeres has joined Arsenal, and I think that's going to make a big difference. He got his first goal in pre-season, which was a header, which they're not really playing to his strengths at the moment because he is a very, very strong centre-forward. He's not really like a poacher that's just going to be in the box scoring headers all the time, and that is how Arsenal are playing at the moment. But I mean, he still did score. So I think if they could play to his strength, they'll get more out of him. At the moment, I think it's weighing each other up 2-2.
I think Gyökeres will make his own chances as well. And I do think against Man United, he's going to get chances. I think they're very open at the back. For Manchester United, like I say, I'm not sure if I trust them, but I am encouraged by them bringing in Šeško and Mbeumo and, of course, Cunha. There's also the narrative that Gyökeres could have gone to Man United, and he's up against his former manager, of course, here in Amorim, the master versus the apprentice. You've gone 2-2. I'm going to go 1-1.
Okay, I'm going to draw.
I think Arsenal maybe take the lead, and then Man United peg them back. That's how I see it going. Like I say, I do fancy Arsenal to have a better season, but I do think Man United, in the odd game, can
turn up.
Yeah, can give a good account of themselves.
I agree.
The final game then, Sophie, is on the Monday night. It's Leeds United versus Everton. I'm so happy to have Leeds United back in the Premier League, Sophie. It feels like where they belong, really. But Everton, of course, I'm really looking forward to them this season because David Moyes, the new stadium, it's going to be great. This is a really tough one, isn't it? Will Leeds be marching on together, or will Everton show the spirit of the Blues? I'm going to go for a draw. 1-1 is my prediction. I have got Leeds United to just stay up this season, marginally. They have got some difficult games. Everton, this is a difficult game. Everton are a good team.
Yeah.
Then they've got Arsenal away and Newcastle at home. I suppose there's no easy games in the Premier League. They've got to try and score points somewhere.
Has to be at home.
I'll go 1-1. I think, like I say, Everton are solid. They're not as bad as they were a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But I do think that the Ellen Road faithful will be able to get Leeds something out of this game.
Yeah, I think this is going to surprise a few people because I have got Leeds just to go down. But I actually fancy them to win this one.
Oh!
Yeah, I think they're going to get most of their points at home this season. That won't surprise most people. But Everton are a very, very tricky customer. It's not an easy opening game. But I feel like with the Leeds fans there at Ellen Road, I think they'll just get it over the line. But it's going to be a very, very tricky one. 2-1.
Oh, I like that.
Leeds.
This is interesting. So I've got Leeds to stay up but not win.
Yeah.
You've got Leeds to go down but to win this one.
Yeah.
Make that make sense. As for Everton, though, I will say I think they're going to be good this season, and I can't wait for next week.
They're linked with Jack Grealish as well. Some signing that a bit. We didn't mention they've signed Dewsbury Hall from Chelsea, and that is a good signing.
It is a good signing, yeah. Well, there you go, guys. That wraps it up for the first week of the Premier League. Like I say, so much to talk about there. You know, so many transfers going on. It's the first week. We don't really know what's going to happen. Feel free to share your predictions down below. Like I say, the fixtures are in the description, so copy and paste. Let us know your thoughts on our predictions. Make sure to drop a like. Make sure to subscribe. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for joining me, Sophie.
Thank you.
We will see you in the next one. Take care. Peace out.